Hello, I'm Ken Farr. Grab a tea or coffee and join me now for the following NewsNet Baton Rouge special report.
And at the end of the day, you know, we gave $20 million to early childhood education. We fully funded and gave increases in health care, colleges, foster care. We gave additional money for senior citizen centers. We even put a few dollars to DMV so that maybe we can shorten that wait time when you go to get your driver's license renewed. And even after we did all of that, even after we did all those things and much, much more, the budget that we passed was $300 million less than the governor's proposed budget. And you think about that for just a moment. Now, that was no accident. That was the culmination of several years' work where we finally got a method to forecast how much agencies would likely spend in this year, so that we weren't basing next year's budget on how much we gave them to spend, but how much they're actually going to spend this year. It's what we call it in the House and in the Senate now, the burn rate. So we look at your budget. We look at how much you're spending per month. We project it to the future, and that's really the number we ought to start with, not how much you were budgeted for that you're not even going to spend. Now, we haven't perfected that yet, but I can tell you a lot of people are working to perfect that. So I think in years to come, we'll continue to see some decreases in the budget. Real quick, in 2017-18, the total for the budget was 30.97. Let's call it 31. Then it grew in 18-19 with a lot of federal funds to 34 million. And this year we just grew it about 700 million, which is a lot less than we've been growing in the past. In state general funds, it only grew about 1%. So we're trying to hold the line. So despite all the good news that we talk about all this extra money, we're still holding the line. We're not getting wasteful. You know, I'll tell you something pretty neat about the state. I know we're here at the Republican delegation meeting, but it has to be said. The heartbeat bill, it's pretty neat to live in Louisiana. When the heartbeat bill and a constitutional amendment to prevent abortions in this state were Democratic bills. And that's pretty neat. I mean, that just tells you that sometimes we're not so far apart as the news would have you believe. You know, we're always talking about the infighting and how we draw these lines in the sand, but right here in Louisiana, we can be proud that we come together. And on something that's typically thought of as a Republican issue, we're joined by people who have conservative views in morals anyway. Certainly there are some other issues where that's not the case. There are a lot of successes. There were some failures, some disappointments. I'll tell you, one of them that was a big disappointment was the failure of Representative Kirk Talbot's insurance bill, you know, the tort reform. Well, we're going to get rid of the outrageous $50,000 jury threshold that we're just, I think the next closest maybe $15,000, and do a few other things to drive down our insurance rates. I don't know if y'all know this, but there are 2 insurance companies in Louisiana now that will cover commercial trucks. 2. And the rates are five times higher than just next door in Mississippi. I don't know the exact number, but it's some outrageous number. So if you're a logger in North Louisiana, because that's the only thing you can do in North Louisiana is log, right? Or farm. You can't even, you're being put out of business by insurance. It's gone from $5,000 to $50,000 a year. And we had a chance to fix that. But, and I'm going to tie this back to something that is the most important thing that can happen in the upcoming sessions. We have, and listen, that got out of house, and I'm not trying to be the hero here, but the Senate, because of politics, has stacked committees in the wrong direction often. And that's why it's so important that next year we not only concentrate on who the next governor is, but who the next Senate president is and who the next House Speaker is. The president of the Senate appoints who's on committees.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm Ken Farr, and I will see you next time right here on NewsNet, Baton Rouge.